Hey everyone, Wookie Builds back with another LEGO Transformer transformation video. This time it's Ultra Magnus. Here's my take on the character. It's G1 inspired, but rather than have the sort of two different pieces like the original toy, it's all one piece, so I guess you could say maybe it's more whichever one was last, Combiner Wars or Power of the Primes or whatever. But definitely meant to evoke the G1 character. Rolls really well, really functional car carrier. These will pop out, and it's not actually a ramp, but you know, you could pretend, and it'll hold cars. I've got RC in here because she's small and easy, but it'll hold the bigger ones too. You can get Jazz in there, that kind of stuff. They just take a little bit more work, and RC is easier to film. What else? This thing pivots obviously. The guns, the rockets in the G1, you would kind of detach them and move them to the side, and you could do that. I just keep them up here. It's cool that, like, they don't require any parts forming that way, and you see these big rockets coming at you when he's driving. What else? I haven't really featured it in my other videos, but I always try to include storage for their weapons in alt mode or vehicle mode, so that when they're kind of driving into battle, they can come in guns blazing or whatever. He's got this really big, cool gun modeled pretty closely after the G1 toy. And that will just pop in right there, so he comes in guns blazing. I gave him the hammer based on his more recent incarnations, and he comes with his own storage, so that'll just pop in right there. So there he is, rolling off to battle. With that, let's go ahead and transform him, and you'll have to pardon the camera move here for a moment. I've been struggling to record this guy because he's so big, and I figured I just gotta do it with the light box, and you have to suffer for slightly inferior lighting. With Ultra Magnus, the first thing we're going to do is kind of just take this whole assembly and get it out of the way. It folds on those click hinges there. Turn him towards the camera. You can open up this thing, and you want to grab right here so you don't put torque in the wrong spot. This is one of those big Technic joints that I think I got mine on like the Batman Scuttler or something, but they come in larger sets like Voltron and whatnot. So this whole assembly pivots. Same thing over here. Grab here to make sure and put the torque in the right spot. Don't knock the piece off. Your fans will think you don't know how your own toy works. Okay, so there's his legs. Get those going. These little things here can just kind of fold back. And what next? We'll take his top here and we'll pivot it. That's on one of those big click hinge joints. Pop that forward. Take these, pivot them. They're on big old ball hinges. And then once you flip this all up, this will all kind of snug up next to the windshield, and then even though it's sort of floppy like this, it gets pretty nice and snug. Bring the camera up further, and kind of the big reveal moment where he really comes into focus. His head's been hiding out back here the whole time, but you don't really see it because of the trailer. There he is, G1 Ultra Magnus. Hard to fit on camera. I'm really happy with this guy. I think technically the G1 toy is a little stockier, not quite as tall, but whatever. This guy's a big giant truck, just like Optimus Prime. He's carrying a semi, and I can't do mass shifting because I'm not magic. So he's big, he's leader class. He's actually really posable, really sturdy. Well, unless you pull his leg right out of the socket. You can, even though his feet are inflexible, you can pivot this enough and get enough different angles to make him real sturdy at different standing configurations. Even though these are just on these sort of ball joints, his arms aren't that heavy, so he holds the weight pretty well. So he can do lots of different posability. Let's show off his gun here. Sweet, ready to enforce some accords or defend some cities or command some cities or whatever. And then his hammer, There's a couple different Technic chunks here, so you can go all the way and do like a big wind-up swing. Oops. Or, if you want, you can break it in half here, say, so that it's more like he's holding it choked up midway through. And I like to style him kind of like that, with his just hammer hanging out, like he's been working hard all day. The last cool feature with this guy is the rocket launchers, which I gotta show off. How cool is that? Alright, this is Ultra Magnus. He makes me very happy. I hope you like him. As ever, stay tuned. Always open for feedback. Always interested in knowing who you want to see. If you are interested, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/wookiebuilds, where I'm giving away free content in addition to instructions and behind-the-scenes footage. No pressure. It's just a great way to support people that make free content. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned, and I'll keep working on sweet LEGO Transformer videos. Thanks, everyone.